please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
Well, there are breaking stories one after the other, and this is a CNBC TV18 news break. Rajya Sabha's Committee of Petitions has now called a series of meetings with the top corporates to discuss how they are meeting their CSR obligations. The meeting has been called, as I said, by Rajya Sabha's Committee of Petitions, which is currently headed by Prabhat Jha. He's a BJP member from Madhya Pradesh. Just a quick word on what this committee is all about, because many of the viewers may not be aware. This is the being Rajya Sabha, obviously it gets a lot of petitions, complaints on a whole host of issues. When the Rajya Sabha Committee of Petitions finds that there are some petitions which prima facie make sense, that is when they take up those petitions and the committee meets together. And in this case, there have been some concerns and complaints raised by a whole host of NGOs, we are told, about the manner in which companies are meeting their CSR obligations. The grouse is that while they are meeting the law, but they are not meeting the spirit of the law. And that is why some complaints or some suggestions, concerns were raised. And the Committee of Petitions will be meeting a whole host of corporates on the 1st of May. That is next week. They will be meeting one of the largest automakers in the country. They'll also be meeting one of the leading names in the oil and gas sector. And there will be a series of meetings, after which the members of the committee will be preparing a report, which will then be submitted to the Rajya Sabha chairman, also the Vice President of India, Mr. Venkaiah Naidu. Remember, so far, as far as CSR spent in the last financial year, for numbers that we have, the Indian corporates spend about 4,500 crore rupees. But very recently, Oxfam, for instance, had come out and had complained that how bulk of the CSR is actually going to the richer states like Gujarat, whereas some of the poorer parts of the country like UP, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand were not getting their due share. So many therefore felt that while the companies were doing what they were supposed to, that is 2% of their net profits in CSR, but they were not quite following the spirit of the law. So these and more issues will be discussed by the Rajya Sabha committee. This is, of course, a first of a kind. Let's get you all the earnings action. There were some big numbers coming in today. Reliance Industries came out with an inline set of fourth quarter earnings. While the petchem business continued to grow during the quarter, the company saw its refining business come under serious pressure. The company's telecom business, Reliance Jio's performance was a tad below street estimates. Hear out what CFO of Reliance Industries, Alok Agarwal, had to say about Jio's performance.
Jio is India's largest wireless data subscriber network. We added more subscribers than all the other operators in India during the past year. We have the lowest churn rate of 0.25%. Yes, just 0.25% per month. It's also the world's largest and fastest growing mobile data network. The amount of data that got consumed on our network last quarter was 505 crore GBs, which is 9.7 GB per user per month. And that's probably the highest anywhere in the world. We also carry 81% of all 4G data in the country. Another metric of looking at customer and subscriber engagement with us is in terms of voice. On average, our subscribers spend 716 minutes per month using voice. In terms of video, it has the largest consumption of any network in India, 240 crore hours per month, which is nearly 14 hours of video consumption per person per month. In terms of network quality, we have been judged consistently as having the best network quality in India, lowest call drop rate, fastest download speed, and very importantly, 100% network availability since commencement. We now have 4G coverage, which is at par with 2G coverage in the country. And we are systematically creating the digital ecosystem within India. And we are very proud of being able to do that which can be seen with the growing popularity of our digital services, the usage of our apps, the customer-friendly tariff offerings, and continuing to open up this market to newer and newer subscribers. With all this, we have also had a strong financial performance during the quarter. Revenues for the full year crossed 23,714 crores and EBITDA was 6,734 crores. Our overall EBITDA margin is 33.4%, and as I said, we are profitable within the first year with a PAT of 723 crores.
A standard disclaimer, RIL, the promoter of Reliance Jio, also controls Network 18, which of course owns CNBC TV18. All right, let's get back to that big breaking story. Aditya Ghosh has quit from Indigo as the president and CEO. For more on that, Mayur Milak of Daulat Capital now joins in live. Mayur, thanks very much for joining us here on What's Hot. What do you make of this? Did markets have a whiff of this? Because at the end of today's trade, Indigo stock closed over 6.5% down. Take us through how you are reacting to this. All right, unfortunately, we have lost that connection with Mayur Milak. We'll try and connect with him again. But of course, the big story, Aditya Ghosh has resigned. So I think we have Mayur back with us. Sorry for this cacophony. Mayur, if you may have missed my question, did the markets have a whiff of this? Because Indigo stock closed 6.5% down in trade today. How are you reacting to this development?
I really can't say that the market had an idea of this, but yeah, I think definitely a breaking news. I think Aditya Ghosh was one of the real key persons in the growth story of Indigo, and yeah, I'm sure it is a big negative.
So do you think the stock will also be under pressure? Because whoever, of course, takes over, because as of now, they have announced that there will be an interim CEO, which is, of course, Rahul Bhatia himself. But then considering aviation is such a specialized industry and whoever takes over from Aditya Ghosh will have a certain amount of gestation period, do you think the stock might be under pressure because of that?
Yeah, I see. I think for the stock to be under pressure, there are a lot of reasons. One that, off late they've decided to change strategy. So, instead of being a one fleet and operational lease, they've moved to really, acquiring assets and being a multi-fleet airline. I think at this point in time, you really needed a guy like Aditya Ghosh, who could really, who could be dependable on the fact that they are changing strategy, and you need a guy who knows the job. I think at this point, his quitting is definitely big negative, and I would actually believe that this could be a big negative on the stock price Monday morning.
Big negative. All right, Mayur, many thanks for joining us with your thoughts. There you have it. That's a big breaking corporate story. We'll also delve into it a little deeper on India Business Hour. Aditya Ghosh has quit as the president of the company. Rahul Bhatia will be taking over for an interim while, for a short while from that position. But of course, now they'll have to go hunting as to who is going to take over Indigo in these times. But you can read more about this development on our website, CNBCTV18.com. With that, we're going to wrap up this edition of What's Hot. Many thanks for watching. We'll be back with more on the other side. Don't go anywhere.